Good evening, everybody. This is the Collector, and this is the Collector Paint and Chill stream. So, we've got no commission work to work on tonight. I'm just going to be working through some stuff that I've had in the back burner. We all have that bucket of gray that we need to paint. So here I've got some mercenary Kickstarter, whatchamacallums, them hover tanks, some galleons. I've got the long tom here, little command post dude, the MASH vehicle, Devastator, another Devastator over there. I believe that's the Pillager. You've got the what's his face? Help me out here. Big boy over here. Got a Charger, and then I've got some other stuff. I was thinking about talking about scale today. It was something that was brought up to me by my gaming group. Hey, what's up, John? So I was chatting with my gaming group, the Battletech Alternatives group, which is our local Battletech group that's been growing steadily for the last couple of years. So shout out to them and shout out to Etten Games for being an awesome store with really cool people. All right. So that said, I'd like to talk about scale. I'm just going to ramble since I've got a lot on my mind here. Feel free to drop a question or drop a chat or an opinion as I speak. If I see it, I'll respond. I'll try to do my best to respond and give you either a nice response or a rebuttal or whatnot. This is a chill stream, so I'm not here to argue or debate. I'm just here to hang out and chit-chat about what we like about our Battletech hobby. All right, what do we got here? Not much, just painting some cyberpunk miniatures. Well, here, I could give you a link if you have a camera. I can have you on here. Let's see, let me get that invite sent to you. The more the merrier. I want to see what you're painting right here. Let's do that. If you have a camera and a microphone, feel free. So rambling. So last week or the week before, I can't remember. I was having a discussion with a couple of our members from the local group, and we were just talking about scale, and we all know that scale in Battletech is really wonky, right? So all the way back from the old classic Battletech days with the Ralpartha and FASA miniatures and the old Ironwind metals and the old plastics, you had mechs that ranged from what we would consider 1/500 scale to 1/400 scale through 1/300 scale. Some stuff was maybe 1/265, 1/285 scale, just depending on the mech or the era of the model, the design. And this became a point of contention for a lot of people who like to do one-to-one scaling with their terrain and with infantry and vehicles and things like that. So what was the point of contention of that discussion was, well, now we have sort of a set scale that CGL is pushing, which is the 1/265 to 1/285 scale, or in between that. So somewhere between 6mm and 8mm, not really 6mm, just a little bit bigger. Many have looked at the Legio Imperialis stuff. Like I've got an example right here, and see this as being kind of where the new Battletech scale is. And I mean, it's really not too far off if you want to look at it. Like, this is kind of a bigger MASH vehicle, and this is sort of one of those big APCs. Don't hate me for not knowing the names of all these 40K vehicles. I just like the way they look, not the way they not what they're named. Um, but then you've got tanks like this, like the Baneblade or Stormhammer or whatnot, the big super heavies. And I mean, even if you look at something like the Demolisher, the official Demolisher, like that thing is just, it's on a whole different level, right? So then we've also got the miniatures from Legio Imperialis. So these are the infantry models, your Solar Auxilia. And here I have some GHQ 6mm. Now these are a little bit closer. If you kind of look, I mean, the Solar Auxilia guys are a lot taller. Here, let me zoom in here. Probably better to do that to help you guys out. So, as you can see, the 6mm GHQ 1-85 scale soldiers are a little bit shorter versus these Solar Auxilia guys. And these are just the regular human soldiers. They aren't like superhumans or anything like that. But I mean, they're not too far off. They're really close. You know, these guys just look shorter because they're kneeling down, but some of the guys that are standing up are pretty close, right? So the question is asked, you know, so what is Battletech scale? What are the scale of the mechs and the heights? And you know, in old classic battle mechs were anywhere between 8 to 12 meters tall, something like that. So you had your art that depicted the mechs being sort of in the same scale as the old that mech anime, the Fang of the Sun Dugram, where the mechs aren't really huge. They're not like at the scale of Gundams where they're 20 meter tall, 18 meter tall. They're kind of in the 10 to 12 meter tall range, with 12 to 14 being the tallest of that range. So something like your Atlas, your Banshee is only going to be up to about 12 to 14 meters tall. Yes, I did, John. I sent you the link. Here, I'll send it to you again if you would like. Let me send it to you here. Yeah, just click on the link, and it should give you the option to join, and then I'll be able to put you on. So as I was saying, you had these different scales of mechs that ranged from the 10 to 12 meter tall range all the way up to the 14 meter at the highest, at the tallest. But over the years, we've had mechs being depicted even bigger than that. So MechWarrior Online came out. PGI redesigned a lot of the designs, and now you've got an Atlas that's 18 meters tall. You've got mechs that are 20 meters tall, at least as depicted via the models. You've got like little cars or like little pieces of environmental equipment that kind of, if you eyeball it next to some of the mechs are huge, and then some of the light mechs are tiny compared to their other weight counterparts. Versus in the classic Battletech eras, you had the Locust, which was the same height as an Atlas, but just really, really skinny. And that's where we get issues with scaling. Oh, here you are.
Yeah, my wife had to help me because I'm not smart.
Hey, what's up, John?
Hey, Yeah.
Hey, don't dox me.
I'm not trying. That's why I stopped halfway through the sentence.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You can dox me all you want, baby.
Oh,
I've been doxed
that's what all
already.
Navy guys say.
You know it.
Oh, I want to show my stuff. How do I show my stuff?
Uh, you
Hold on.
can zoom in if
Do I
you
have to
want.
flip this?
You're right. Seeing, look, you're right there.
Oh, okay. There I am. Oh, here I am. Here.
Yeah, you're already on. You're live now, so.
Oh, am I live? Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, we're live, brother.
All right. I don't know if I can. I don't want to take
That
a.
means I can't have you go get dinner.
No, you cannot. Yeah, can go get you dinner though.
Oh,
Hello, Mrs.
Hello.
John.
That's my wife. Yeah, she's a tech savvy, smart person.
Somebody has to be right.
Yeah, somebody does. I'm smart in other things. All right.
So what you painting? Let's see what you're painting.
Here's some. All right. I don't know if I can get him up there. I'm like out of lag, so I'm trying not to be like super fast.
Oh, you're good.
There you go.
I would just close out the YouTube one because that one's lagging over the StreamYard one. So if you just want to, actually, yeah, you won't be able to. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. It just depends.
Yeah,
on
I don't think so either. I'm using all my stuff off the phone, so I don't know what that's all about.
Oh,
so.
It's all good.
No, this is Cyberpunk. Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know how good that is.
Looks good. Yeah, just I'm having a hard time seeing the light. Yeah, there you go. Get the light to shine on that thing.
Yeah, how's that?
Yeah, there we go. A little bit better. I can see him now.
Yeah, I mean I'm not a professional like you, so.
Hey, no, come on now, don't. I'm not that professional. I just kind of wing it.
Well, you get paid for your gigs. I'm just doing this for fun, so.
Every once in a while.
What
are your thoughts on kind of the topic we're discussing
scaling?
Here on scale? What are your thoughts? Yeah.
Scaling is kind of I guess it's an agreed upon. I mean, I got your early part where you're talking about how they're trying to force this. Before it was like 1:285 scale, I think, like Iron Winds came out with those. Like, well, when first came out, I think it was like 1/285 or 1/300, I think. And then they started standardizing. I mean, scale is scale. I mean, you know, if you're gonna play somebody and they're like, well, it's gonna be scale, then you're like, oh, then I'm not gonna play. I mean, you have to be flexible because you get toehold into these. Then you get bought into with the CGL mindset. Well, you can only play CGL miniatures like some other companies that we're not probably going to want to talk about today. So.
Oh, you can name them all, man. We name drop.
Like
we don't.
Games
we don't
Workshop.
care.
You know, they're like, oh, hey, listen, you know, you can't. You got all this has got to be these scales, and you can't have any other miniatures to fluff up your army. It's like, oh, okay, then I'm not playing your army. Then does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Why do we need to bend to the wills of a game company when we're the ones buying the stuff and playing the game?
Well, right? that's the point. They want to monopolize the game to make the dollar, and not be like, oh, it's all about gaming and enjoying the social interaction that gaming offers.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's not to get too deep and metaphorical or philosophical.
That's a good point. Yeah, and I agree. I think that any hobby that has like a lore behind it or something, or that is more than just the miniatures, you can enjoy it however the hell you want. I'm not here to force people to just buy one product from one company, because I always thought that was, I don't know, what's the word, shill? Like it's a real shill thing to do. Like I'm not here to shill for any company.
I don't know if it's I don't know what word I want to use. I don't want to use the word monopolizing, but because that would be overused in this conversation. But I mean, they're trying to corner the market on on the game and the parts to play. When I first started playing BattleTech, it was the cardboard miniatures. That's how I started playing.
Yeah, just
you know,
the
with the
little
cardboard
standees.
cutouts.
The little
And that was the
standees,
best
yeah.
thing since sliced white bread then. And now it's, you know, then now they, I mean, I'm not going to, you know, CGL has come up with some really nice mids, and I got mine laying
Yeah,
around in a box somewhere.
yeah.
I'm
I
not going
like
to
them.
dog them on their mids, but the mentality of, well, you can only play sanctioned CGL games with sanctioned CGL miniatures, and it's, you know, it sucks the fun out of it if I got to worry about, you know, some Karen or some Kevin being like, oh, well, you're not using the correct miniature for this thing, or like. So we use a lot. I use a lot of stand-ins. I think you've seen a lot of my stand-ins
A lot of
for like,
proxies. Yeah.
yeah, my proxies. And you know, if some guy gets really, really uppity about it, it's like, well, that's not a real demolisher, or that's not a real Patton, or that's not a real Rommel. You're like, dude, I don't have billions of dollars to throw at Ironwind to get, you know, one $20 miniature, you know, per, or I guess that's what they are. I haven't priced them. I haven't priced their miniatures in a minute, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. And like I've never really ran into that. The few times that I played with demo agents in Houston,
Right.
they didn't care about me having some 3D printed stuff or anything like that. So I think it's more of a, it just depends on what group you play with.
Right.
And even the official people, like these guys were official people, they didn't care because they also used 3D printed stuff.
Right.
And their reasoning behind it was, well, Catalyst hasn't made a model for this
Ex-
specific variant of mech or tank or whatever.
Right.
And so some of them had like early prototypes that they got from some of the official people that make the models. So they had
Yes.
some 3D printed of the official model, which, I mean, that's cool. You know, you get to be, you know, whatever perks you got, use what you got. But some of them were still using like the PGI, you know, the Piranha Games Mech Warrior Online model, or like
Right.
pieces that were custom fitted to like an Ironwind Metals model to look like half 3D printed, half official. And like you're allowed to do that too.
Right.
And you know, if they're doing it, then it should be cool for everybody else to do it. But then you've got some people, like you were saying, who, we can call them the extremists,
Well,
who they
purists,
latch
extremists.
themselves onto the catalyst thing like parasites, and now they go around hunting for people to like, oh, he's not using proper minis. Oh, tell mommy, because don't let them play with us because they're not playing properly. They're using the wrong IP. They're trying to hurt Battletech, and crying
But you're
wolf.
kind of already hurting Battletech by being a douche nozzle anyway. So
Well, and we know who we're talking about on this.
Yeah, we know who we're talking about. But then,
Yeah.
then of course, then we'll just take our mids and go play somewhere else, and then the word gets out that you are not a good representation of the company, and then the company suffers from that. And if people would learn that idea, that if you don't associate with people that are bad represent, or companies in general, were to say, hey, we need to tone down this rhetoric and allow people just to be players at our tables and be the best representation of the IP, that would make the world a better place. But that is not the world we live in right now. Oh, did I go deep again?
No,
Dive.
no, you're good, man. You're good. This is the Collector Paint and Chill, man. We can talk about.
Well, I don't
whatever
think
we
we're
want
chilling right now. I think we're gonna start stepping into.
I ain't censoring you. I ain't gonna stop you from talking about what you want to talk about, because guess what? I don't get offended. So
I don't get offended either.
I don't get offended.
I get offended by people who are offended easily by words.
Oh man.
Oh,
you're gonna get me in trouble. No, I'm kidding.
I didn't get you in trouble. You're a big boy.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble if I keep letting you bait me over here.
I'm not baiting. Why would I bait you?
Patrick Bateman baiting me.
Well, what would I get from baiting you? Just some fun conversation,
some laughs, some chilling.
Is that a demolisher you're painting?
So this one that I'm painting is the CGL Manticore.
Manticore, okay. Well, it
And
kind of
then
looks like a demolish for a second there.
yeah,
The
this was the
angles.
Demolisher. I was painting the Demolisher. It's down here.
Oh, okay. That's right. There's a lag.
I'm just yeah, you're good. I'm just
Okay.
priming right now with some ooh, let me show you what I'm using for my primer. This'll
Don't
really
you
piss off. This'll really
do you
piss
rattle
off
can your
the
primers?
this'll piss off the lefties right here. Check this out.
What are you doing? Are you
I'm
rattle
using,
canning?
no, not rattle canning. I'm hand priming with IDF Israeli Sand Gray.
Oh no!
Oh yes, it's the
How
best
dare you?
primer. It's how dare me what? It's just paint.
It's just paint. It doesn't have an ideology. It's just
It
paint.
doesn't have an ideology. It's just paint. Paint has no religion or ideology or anything.
Oh, but it's got Israelis on it.
It's
They're
got the
committing war.
name Israel. It's Israel is like a
This happens to be a
location.
country in the Middle East.
Yeah, it's a location. It's the dirt.
It's the sand that these people walk on every day.
Yeah, it's all
Everybody.
it is. What's so bad about sand?
It's sand. It gets everywhere, and it's
It gets
uncomfortable.
everywhere and it's uncomfortable. What was that quote from Anakin? Where in Clone Wars?
I killed them all, and I liked it. Oh, not that one.
No, not that one.
Why,
the
they're just
sand
people. They
the
don't have
sand
feelings.
comment, man. No, not the sand people. That's even worse.
Yeah. Now that I said it, I'm kind of like, oopsie doo. Oh well.
I killed them all, and the women and the children.
It's done. You made a decision, and you're gonna be a girl about it.
Yeah, Anakin was kind of a pussy
Well,
wuss.
his metachlorides were out of balance.
Oh yeah. His metachlorians were out of balance. Yeah, he needed to take. He needed to get back on his metachlorian treatment. His metachlorian treatments.
Get back on the treatments.
Oh my goodness gracious, man. Here we got it, Ontos.
I think scale though should be get to as close as you can. Well, like right here, back here in the back. So this is I don't know if you can see it. Brought it in. So wait for it to show up. Make sure it shows up.
I can kind of see it right now.
Yeah,
so on StreamYard, everything is instant, so I can see everything you're doing.
Oh, you can, but I'm okay. I'm all right. Okay. So anyway, so this is supposed to be a 6mm radio tower.
Oh, nice.
So and compared, and I don't have. You have to give me a minute. I'll do some digging. So if you hear me rattling around, I can't do that because I'm using it. Oh no, I can't.
You're good. Take your time.
So here's my. Let me get it up here. So you don't rattle can your mins? You just brush paint them?
Well, I mean, I also use an airbrush. Also.
Oh, okay. So this is IG Makes from Etsy. I'll get it close. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. But this is their APC and their little infantry guys that I got. That's 6mm. So I mean, they kind of match. Maybe a little bit too tall because that doorway is not definitely 6mm.
It looks good. It looks
good
it's
to
close
me.
enough.
So I mean, it's really
if you're not playing, if you're just playing classic, then the scale really doesn't matter because the hexes are
right.
Like,
the hex tells you what the distance is. Right.
Yeah, and it's not representative of 1-to-1 scale. Like that's why there's map scale and mech scale.
But you play a lot of Alpha Strike though, right?
Yeah, our group plays a lot of Alpha Strike just because of the time constraints that people have.
Oh yeah.
Like
some of the armies I see you guys play is like, it's like holy shit! Look at all that.
Yeah, we play decent sized games. We don't just play.
But that take 8 hours. I know I didn't play last weekend, but I played with a bunch of guys, and it was I'm just thinking it's like, dude, it'd take me a whole day session just to run like all my if I put all my things on the table, it'd take all of it. All the day to play. I'm like,
or if not multiple days because of how just the nature of classic.
Yeah. Turn, do your thing. Turn, wait for your turn. Do each min. Turn them in. Do them in. So yeah. Yeah, it's it is what it is. But I grew up on that kind of stuff though.
Yeah, I didn't.
That-
I actually didn't grow up playing BattleTech. We didn't have any game stores or anything where I grew up. So I didn't even really know there was a tabletop game for BattleTech. I thought it was just MechWarrior, the video games.
Right. I'm from a generation where that was a thing before. That was actually the game was actually before it became a video game. I was really a fan of the video games too, like the MechWarrior, the original MechWarrior, and all that stuff. That you
Nice.
play on a computer. That's why I don't like playing on computers.
I didn't even have a gaming computer to play it. My introduction to BattleTech was the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 1 port of
Right.
MechWarrior 2. So it wasn't even like a true MechWarrior game. It was like the arcade
Version.
like easy baby easy mode version of MechWarrior 2 proper. Like it still had the missions.
I would like to do that though.
Yeah, like I loved it, but that was like the only thing I knew. Like I didn't know there was like a whole slew of PC games and that there was like expansions, because none of the expansions ever came out on console. Like they didn't have
Right.
MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries on the PlayStation 1. They didn't have the Ghost Bear Legacy. They didn't have MechWarrior 3 or 4.
I have
on
what is it?
PS1.
I have MechWarrior something on Xbox, and it's
Mech Assault.
if
Mech Assault.
yeah, if they actually had a way to lock your torso, and then you can unlock it when you want to unlock it instead of it be free floating. Oh, that is such a hard mechanic to get down.
Yeah, Mech Assault was an interesting game. I didn't own it, but I played it at a friend's house, and he introduced me to it, and I thought it was cool. It just sucked that I didn't have an Xbox to play it.
Yeah.
But he was playing online, and he would like show
hey,
me
come on over
all
and
the
play.
game modes. Yeah. It's like he lived in like where the rich people live. Like he lived in one of those gated communities, and I
so
lived
you were
in
kind of like his less affluent friend that every kind of rich guy has. Is there? Oh, I gotta keep myself honest.
I don't know if he thought of. I mean, we went to the same high school, so it wasn't
Right.
like
Wasn't like he would. Yeah, I was just playing.
like
I'm sure the guys would do that.
It was think of it like this. I wasn't in the middle class. I was poor. He was middle class.
I was trying to
and then all the
wording,
rich
but sure.
people, and then all the rich people, they lived in the city next to our city. So
Right.
there's Palm Springs, and then there's Cathedral City. So all the middle class and poor people lived in Cathedral City. All the rich people lived in Palm Springs.
And you commuted to go work in their neighborhoods to support their infrastructure, not yours.
Pretty much. So like all the poor people commuted to Palm Springs or Palm Desert.
I'm painting Cyberpunk, and I'm talking all my Cyberpunk shit.
Did you get distracted?
No, I was just saying how it's kind of like if you're into the lore of Cyberpunk, like, oh look, there's Night City, and then everything around Night City.
Oh, I mean, where do you think they base a lot of that shit on, man? It's like,
Morro Bay is actually there's is it Morro Bay like geographically correct, and then they just slap Night City in the geographic center of California.
Yeah, kind of.
I think that's how they did it.
That's kind of how they play it. I mean, it's all sort of a spoof on like
right
the gentrification of the
when
city.
California was actually cool and hip and actually like, well, back in the day, what movie was that? I can't remember. There's a movie. It had Lee Majors and Burgess Meredith in it, but he was a retired race car driver because they had like a gasoline. You can't own personal vehicles that burn gas. And he's like, he took off, and he's heading for free California. That was the thing. We're heading to free California, and so that was this journey. It was his journey across this post-apocalyptic America where there was nobody had gas cars, and then I can't remember. I'll later on I'll Google around. And
shit sounds like a prophetic movie, because that's like, isn't that exactly what's happening? Except California's the state that's trying to get rid of
on it. Now California's the place
they flipped the script. They're the ones trying to get rid of gasoline cars. Yeah.
Oh, all that. Did you see that lithium plant that blew up here in my state?
Yeah. I've been watching all that
That's
shit.
like 45. That's like an hour south of us.
And that's like they were evacuating people because isn't that shit really toxic?
All the my wife was saying something about it. It's like, and I was like, oh, do you think that's all these lithium batteries are safe and they got to put them somewhere because they won't disassemble those batteries in their precious California.
No, they can't do that. No.
So we're just gonna do this here.
Yeah, all the FDA and environment.
I used to work for a company that made WD-40.
Oh yeah.
And we would have to make there's two formulas of WD-40. There was one for the United States and one from Canada and one for Canada. You wanted the Canadian stuff because that was the correct mixing of WD-40.
Oh yeah. There's shit there's shit in the food that we eat here that's illegal.
Oh, don't even start. Oh, now we're
like all the additives that are in McDonald's meals are illegal in Europe.
Every
if you go to every other country in the world, like if you go to a McDonald's anywhere else, and like when I was in the Navy, we'd hit port and then we'd go to like a McDonald's, right? Because like, oh look, I recognize that. I know what I can get. But then you order and the whole menu's different, and then you eat the food and it's like, holy shit, this actually tastes real. Like
this
what?
This tastes like real food.
This tastes like real food. And then you ask people and they go, oh yeah, we don't use the same ingredients that.
Yeah, we don't use the same stuff like same
chemicals.
Actually use like beef tallow.
And real beef and shit. Yeah, like
real hamburger meat. And
yeah,
like, what? Real hamburger meat?
That and like a quarter pounder in Estonia is like
Estonia has its own
is like a $20 it's like a €14 $20-something burger, but it's a real burger,
Yeah, it's real meat.
Remember that scene in Demolition Man when they go to the Taco Bell? They go to the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
The big restaurant.
Yeah. And
that's what it felt like going to a McDonald's.
It's like high class food.
Yeah, that's what it felt like going to the McDonald's in Estonia. It felt like going to a high class restaurant, but it's a McDonald's.
Yeah. Don't make fun of me and how I'm shading. Yeah, any pro tips on shading?
You don't just slap nail oil on everything. That's tip
what?
number one.
That's how it is, isn't it?
And that's exactly what you're doing, isn't it?
Exactly what I'm doing. How did you see that?
Because I'm watching you, man.
Oh, is that
no, that's not how it works. You fail. You fail as a painter. Shame on your ancestors. Shame on your family. Shame on your ancestors.
That'll make my wife happy. That'll make my wife happy if I quit painting and it's more money for her beads.
Oh God!
Oh, that works out pretty good.
Her hobbies.
She's got a lot of hobbies.
For shading, do you have an airbrush?
Yes.
So why?
But
why
I'm afraid
don't you use that
to use it. That's my thing. I'm
why?
Afraid to. Because this is so comfortable.
No, but listen. If you want
listen, Padawan.
Listen, Padawan. If you want to paint something the way you want it to look, then you got to paint it the way it should be painted to look the way you want it to look. Now, if you're just painting, whatever, like you don't give a shit, just making it tabletop ready, then. So right now what I'm doing is pretty much what you're doing. I'm not painting this for competition. I'm just getting primer on, and then I'm just gonna slap some paint on it, and then I'm just gonna put some wash just like you're doing. Because I'm not trying to make it look amazing. I'm just trying to get it to look tabletop ready. Yeah. But if I was painting a commission, but if I was painting a commission job, and some client asked me to do like a really nice fade, or he wants me to get the lighting a certain way, well then I'm gonna bust out my airbrush and I'm gonna start doing my zenithal airbrush and my.
See, I've tried zenithal painting, And I don't know if it's just because I do it and then I go using a brush and layer a brush onto it, or it's just that you use Zenithal, then you have to use the airbrush to make it work the way it's supposed to work.
You don't need an airbrush to do a zenithal paint job, believe it or
Because
not.
I've done a
You
few
don't.
mins that I've tried Zenithal, and it was like, man, I probably just should have trusted the process.
No, you just
Yeah.
do. You could just use a dry brush. You could slap chop.
Well, that's
Zenithal.
so my Battletech mins are all dry brushed. That last batch of Clan Wolf that I did for myself,
Yeah.
those are all airbrushed. Speed paint, and dry brush.
Okay.
So I basically used the speed
pretty
paints as my base coat, and then layered on several different layers of different shades of brown to get to that nice, dirty, dusty brown color that everybody likes to see on Clan Wolf. But yeah, so I'm a Clan Wolf guy when I'm not playing the Inner Spear. Go House Steiner. Go House Commonwealth.
Yeah, I Clan Wolf was my kind of my first faction that I liked, and then I moved on to like the mercenary stuff because I thought the mercenary stuff was cool.
I think everybody does that. Everybody does. Yeah. Oh, hey, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna play mercenaries. I'm like, all right, cool, because mercenaries are cool. Yeah, they don't have to follow certain builds. I never did anyway. I always thought that was stupid.
Yeah, mercenaries are allowed to break
House
the rules.
Steiner? Well, House Steiner hardly have any of these mechs. They always use these mechs. Damn, who cares?
Yep. I don't care.
I don't care. You're playing House Kurita and you don't have any awesomes? No, because I don't have any awesomes. And they're not painted red because I painted. That was before the days of the camo painter and all the camo paints that they brought. All of
the camo spec schemes.
Yeah. Then you had to read. So here's a novel concept. You had to read the books and figure out the coloring from what the description that the author wrote the book in. So you do that once in a while and figure out how once you read some of the read some of those older Battletech books. Yeah. Like right when the early ones, and you're like, dude, how did we even make it out of make it to where we're at now, where it's like, oh, we don't even know what I'm painting anymore.
Well, they did start CSO specifically to come up with paint schemes. So It isn't just what's in the book. No,
I get what you're saying, but when I first started, it was always that conversation. Well, you're playing House Kurita, yeah, and it's like, what unit you're playing? Well, I'm just playing House Kurita. Well, there's this, dude. I didn't read all those books yet, so you can't throw lore at me that I don't have knowledge of. I'm ignorant of that knowledge. Doesn't mean I'm ignorant. I'm just ignorant of that knowledge, and that's where
I've never ran into. Well, okay, that's wrong. I have ran into people.
Yes, yes, you have.
that do have this hard on for. Everything has to be lore accurate.
Purity.
But I don't care about that stuff.
If you want to bring, like I was saying, it's like, oh, your scale's off because those aren't scale. Well, first off, we don't have a ruler to do scale with, and secondly, I don't care about scale. It's not like the game, like you're going to be able to cheat on the scale. Because your miniatures are bigger or smaller than me, it ruins. If anything, it might ruin the continuity. What's the word I'll use? The suspension of disbelief, because these are not large. Well, we always have that conversation too. It's like, oh, well, how you're playing with new people, or new to the game, and so you're trying. It's like, well, how much space is like? Well, the mech is taking up this hex is like 1 inch, 1.25 by hex, and it's technically taking up this space, and it's like, but it's probably not really that big.
Right. Well, for rules purposes, most mechs are height 2. Even if it's a small light mech, it's considered a height 2. So even if it's a locust, even if it's a flea, it's considered height 2 for the rules.
Right.
For the rules
and that's
purposes
really all that
of
matters.
to hit
Like, as long as
locations.
it matches up with the rules.
Right.
As long as it matches up to the rules, I'm fine with that.
Let me show you. Let me show you when things do get a little bit fucky. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show
Is
you
it like
here.
all the time?
Here, check it out. So
okay,
here's a 3D printed Ontos from one of the cults 3D artists that do a lot of the kind of the
right. I think I see those on the Facebook page.
non-CGL.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay, and then here's the CGL Ontos.
Oof.
Okay. Now it's not that far off, right?
No.
You know, it's pretty damn close.
But if you can eyeball that and say, well, that turret's not as rounded as the other turret, good for you, man. I'll give you cred for that.
And I mean, like, but if you look at like some of the smaller tanks and stuff, you can see that it's a lot bigger.
Right.
So one of the problems that people run into, or that I notice, is people don't account for the weight and class of the vehicle or mech. A lot of people, they see it, oh, it's too big, it doesn't fit. It's like, well, actually, that's a fucking Ontos, and Ontoses are pretty fucking big. So that isn't too far off of what it's supposed to be size-wise.
So this is... Has it showed up yet? No, it hasn't showed up. Yeah, here. Okay. So this is my command vehicle. And if you could tell me where this command vehicle came from.
Clicky Tech. I have like
it's Clicky Tech.
Like a bunch of them.
And this is like, and it just sits on the table, and it's just my command vehicle. That's what I put on the table when I want to say I have a command unit.
I have a command vehicle. You have the MHQ in your.
It's back near my edge of the table where it has no benefit to anything except for the fact that I have a command unit on the table.
And it gives you that initiative bonus,
Yep. I have command, that's playing the game. Or, hold on.
That's playing the game,
Yep. And here we go.
You got a lamb.
Yep. Well, actually, it's my stand-in for my air superiority stuff, which but so this is definitely a lamb.
It's a lamb.
It's a lamb, and it's a
it's
Robotech
a lamb, bro. It's a Valkyrie.
I'd like to get.
It's a Battletech fighter.
It's a Battletech fighter, and you're absolutely correct. Because I am super slap choppy when it comes to stuff. Sorry.
Are you a Macross nerd?
Well, because that was probably one of the first animes that I watched that actually somebody died in, and like, I mean, literally they killed like a main character off like in the second or third episode. You're like, I'm like 10 or I'm like 12, 13 when that was coming out, and I was like, man. Oh man, they killed Rick Hunter. Oh my god, he's like, oh my god,
They killed Falker.
Yeah, they killed Falker. That's right. Not Rick.
Yeah, the dude that pilots the Skull Squadron. He was the Skull Squadron leader.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rick was his friend.
Rick was the main character. Falker was
so they aced this. So they zipped that guy in the second or third episode, and you're like, because every other cartoon back then was Go Joe, and there's all this laser fire going on. And
Joe! Fucking love G.I. Joe, brother.
And shit would explode, and guys would parachute out, and then my formative years, that's how I thought tank combat was going to be. Boom, the round gets hit, the tank gets smoldering, everybody jumps out, everybody's alive. No, reality touches that base.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it hit me that hard when I saw Robotech. I had already seen other anime
when Robotech, that was the mid '80s, I think, when Harmony Gold was bringing it out.
Yeah,
because I lived in I still live in the Midwest, so we were always like 6 months to a year behind on the stuff that came out.
Yeah,
because this is an afternoon kids show, so after school. I would forego doing anything until I watched Robotech, and then it was
nice.
Then I'm like, okay. Then I read the books, and stuff, and that's you read the books. You're like, oh man, that sucked even harder. This dude dying sucked even harder.
Yeah, I heard the Robotech books, which took what was done in the Robotech anime, but made it make sense better.
Yeah, well, because they actually put it because the myth is, I don't want to say a myth, but the story goes is that
Mythos, the
mythos of Robotech, they would do they would do, since Japanese seasons weren't 23 seasons long, 23 episodes long like back in the day. You had to have 23 episodes. So it was kind of like they followed the BBC version where they had like 6 or 7 episodes to a season.
Yes.
So they had to chop these seasons together, episodes together, to make a series, a full 23 seasons.
Correct.
And
I actually saw an interview. And I'm sorry to cut you off. I saw an interview of the guy.
I don't want to take over your stream. I'll talk.
He did that. No, you're good. You're good. He did I don't know if you heard of the Arc podcast, or the Arc cast, State of the Arc YouTube channel. But they do a lot of video game, anime, movie reviews and stuff, and they go real in depth with shit, like with like how something was made, who made it, why was it made the way it was made, and they just go on about like they really dig deep into like the whys and the hows, and they weren't specifically talking about Robotech or Macross, but they were talking about a syndication of video games and translations in general from Japan to the United States, and they brought in a guy who worked for one of the companies that did translations, that did some of the translations for Harmony Gold, which worked on the Robotech Macross stuff. And this guy was a fluent Japanese, but he was American, and he was an English speaker, and he helped to translate some episodes and some stuff, because when
I'm so glad that, I mean, I because my oldest son is a big anime guy, and some of the stuff is, dude, I am not here to read the story. I want to listen to it and enjoy the artwork and not try to read it in, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, stop reading, stop making me read, me not smart and me not want to read.
Well, one of the things that he talked about was how the market for that is really high. So yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people who don't want to read their story. They want to watch the show and see the explosions, and they want it to make sense. Where you're able to enjoy it. Right, where you can enjoy the story without having to look down and away from the action and stuff.
And then miss something. Oh, did you see that? No, I didn't see that because I was busy reading.
Right. So yeah. So like that was the philosophy behind that. But they covered the fact that for Robotech, and this was a good example they used as to why a lot of Japanese video games are mistranslated even today, is that some of these companies, they want to push modern agenda, modern ideology onto the stuff that didn't have it. So So this is the problem that I have with people that don't want to read. And this isn't a critique or insult against you or people that want to just watch your shows. But one of the problems with that I see is that if there's too much of a demand for syndicated content that's translated by some English studio that doesn't give a shit about the original story, you're going to end up with what's happening right now with the Japanese video game market, where a lot of video games, like the new Dragon Ball game, the new Dragon Ball Z game that's coming out, they've got a scene where Trunks is saying like no cap skibbity, like weird brain rot language that is not in the original Japanese. It's just they're just adding it because they want to market it
for
to
the sensitivity
kids today. Right. Not even a sensitivity, just brain rot.
Right, yeah,
just
okay.
because it sounds like what kids are watching on fucking Twitter right now.
Ugh.
So
Don't start
there's
with that.
Twitter talk. They're making a character speak in Twitter talk when they've never spoken Twitter talk before, and where they didn't speak in Twitter talk even in the Japanese. In the Japanese, they're speaking like they always spoke. They're just speaking plain fucking
Japanese.
slang or whatever. It's plain Japanese slang. So that's a problem, especially when now you've got games where they are adding feminist ideology and woke ideology into the video games.
Well,
and because you don't, but then someone like you will watch and listen to some anime or some video game where the character is saying woke crap, but what are you gonna think? You're gonna think, those damn Japanese and all their woke crap. Like, no,
I don't think that.
Not you, but not
I know,
you.
But
people who don't know better are gonna say, well, if that's a translation from the Japanese, then it's the Japanese people that are crazy and woke, not the American syndicator that translated it.
If you understood anything of Japanese culture, that is definitely not it.
Well, but here's the thing: there is examples of that in Japanese culture because they are very liberal. So here's the thing: this is why it's important to read. It's important to read. Because if you don't read, if you don't try to, and the other problem is if you go to Netflix and you look at some modern Japanese anime and you turn on the subtitles are woke because the people doing the subtitles are Americans syndicating it in a woke way, even though the original Japanese doesn't have any of that.
So yeah, you can't have. Oh man, I'm looking for.
We can't have nice things.
Yeah, well, that's why we can't have nice things, and B, it's just one of those dealios where it's who do you trust? You can't.
I don't trust the American translation companies anymore. I can tell you that.
And then that's because it's not the Japanese doing it, even though the Japanese culture has a liberal slant to it. There's that. Okay, we only go so far. And then that's where we stop. We actually draw a hard line at X, Y, and Z, and that's where we stop it.
Sometimes.
But then I don't watch a lot of anime anyway, so I'm not gonna opine on any of that because I'm not speaking from a
feel free. Feel free to talk.
Yeah, but I sound like an idiot when I do that. Though.
No, you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I really don't, because it's one of those things where if I'm not, not semi-intelligently versed in it, I really don't want to make opinions or comments on it because
that's good,
Japanese culture is Japanese culture and American culture is American culture, and from my experience and my reading and my understanding of how they treated Robotech, Harmony Gold treated the Robotech series so I'm already clued into the fact that none of this stuff is probably coming out of Japan that way. There probably is some stuff that's coming out of Japan the way it's intended to, but it's probably pretty small and it's probably pretty thin, and then it's the American.
So I don't know if you're aware of the differences between Macross and what we got from Harmony Gold.
I'm sure that there's a huge monstrous difference. I haven't seen any of that original series.
The only difference, I'll make it very easy for you.
We'll make it painless.
It's really painless. Everything that you saw, from Robotech proper that has Rick Hunter in it, and that is about the SDF-1, all the way up until they go back to Earth and they beat the Centrati.
Yep.
Okay, all of that is canonical to Macross. All of that.
Yes.
There's nothing.
Didn't they have the
really
Sentinels?
Different. Okay, stop. Anything after that is a different anime altogether.
Yeah, the Sentinels wasn't Battletech.
It wasn't
Macross.
It wasn't Macross at all. So has nothing to do with Macross, and neither did the other one, the one after that. So the Sentinels and the Invid Invasion one or whatever.
But then they wanted to lump it.
Yeah, but ignore it because that has nothing to do with Macross. None of that has
Right.
anything to do with Macross. The
Well, I mean, I
only
had the
thing
whole
that has
first-
anything to do.
I had the whole first macro season somewhere. I think my son has it somewhere in his room, but he has the. I had bought the whole first season that went from start to finish, and
Okay.
then
Well, they
then
called
I
it a
never got
first
to.
season, but it's
Yeah.
just Macross. There's no second
It's just
season
Macross.
of
Yeah,
Macross.
I
It's
knew.
just
See, I knew
Macross.
that was that the Invids and the Sentinel shows were not. They may have some of the same styling, but they never
Well,
had.
the studio that animated Genesis Climber Mosquito and I forget the other one.
Oh, you're an anime nerd, aren't you?
I'm a anime connoisseur, sir. I'm an anime connoisseur. Okay, I've got a master's. I've got a master's degree in.
I have my master's
anime.
and doctorates in anime.
Yeah. No, I do this. I have gone through this with a lot of people because I like to get people to see that if you liked the original Robotech, like if you liked that stuff, you'll like the other Macross stuff. Because all the other Macross stuff has all the same shit that you liked from the original Robotech. Right. It has your giant robots. It has your transforming Veritech. It has a continuation of the story of characters that you care about from the original fucking Robotech story.
It's a separate entity of its own.
It's not a separate entity. It is its own. It's still in the same universe. So after Macross, after Robotech, okay. If you watch Macross 7, Macross 7 is technically the season 2 of Macross because it continues the story of the Earth fleet moving out into space and exploring after they defeated the Zentradi with the help of Zentradi helpers, and they go out, and the leader of the Macross 7, the I guess that you can call him like the commanding officer, is a genius from Robotech. It's the blue hair guy who marries the Zentradi lady.
Is it Max Sterling?
Yeah, Max. Yeah, Max.
Oh my god, I can't remember. I can't think I remembered that.
Yeah, Max is in charge of the Macross 7 fleet, and Miria, the Zentradi girl, she's the civilian president of the colony ship. So the whole story revolves around their daughter, who's a rebellious little bitch who joins some punk rock band. And but it's secretly a prototype special forces unit that is designed to use the power of music to fight potential enemies in space. And they run into this pretty much chaos space demons from Warhammer 40K. They run into chaos space demons in space, and the only way to beat them is through music because they try fighting.
Isn't that how they started getting the Zentradi to be not all warlike? Is because is it Min Lee or Min Me or whatever?
Lin Min May.
Yeah, they caught her singing. They had a radio broadcast, and they were broadcasting clear and said, "Oh, what is this wonderful thing we're hearing?"
Yeah, it's like, oh, we finally found culture. Like culture has returned to us. So the Zentradi look at culture as some ancient artifact that needs to be preserved, and they look at it as a thing that rescued them from their oppressive government that was, because the dude that was controlling the Zentradi fleet was just some big douchebag that
you gotta
he didn't want freedom among his people because he wanted to be a conqueror. But like the rest of the Zentradi were just like regular people. They're like, oh, we didn't know that there was another way to live. Like we had no idea that this was a thing.
Oh, we can't have this we can't have this perpetual state of war if you guys don't want to fight wars. How can we do this?
Right. So, through the power of love and friendship.
Yeah, like
that's what Robotech, the original OG Robotech, was about. Now, what Sentinels and the Invid thing from that they tried to spin, That didn't have any of the singing and all the love story shit because they wanted to make it more of a hard sci-fi. But
Yeah.
the thing is
Wars to fight.
that's not Robotech. That's not Macross. That's not Macross. Macross was always that. So if you don't like cute girls and singing and giant mechs and alien battles, then you don't like then you fucking find a different anime or something, because that's what it is. You know, I mean, and if you want realistic space wars and shit like that, look up
Battleship Yamamoto.
Look up Space Battleship Yamato. There's no singing and idols in that one. It's just straight up genocide and space warfare.
Natural human inclinations.
Right.
We're gonna commit war crimes and we're gonna crimes. Isn't that kind of funny? I mean, and I'm just gonna put this in there like this. Isn't it kind of funny that like House Krita is like known for its war crimes, and all the Japanese anime of the Battleship Yamamoto stripe are all about war crimes? Yeah, you can connect the dots how you like, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've seen the anime, the Space Battleship Yamato.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I mean, it was one of those things from my childhood that I thought I remembered seeing it back in the days. So I found it on YouTube.
There was Star Blazers, which was the American. And now, funny enough, the syndication and translation of Star Blazers, they didn't change anything from the original. Like, the story of Star Blazers is pretty much the same exact story as Space Battleship Yamato. They just changed the name of the ship from the Argo. Like, it's not called the Argo, it's called the Space Battleship Yamato. So it's even the same. They even kept the same song. Battle of the Planets. Yeah. What was that?
G-Force or whatever.
Yeah, G-Force, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, those are the shows that I watched. That caused me a lot of heartache and grief because, why didn't you get your homework done? Well, I was watching TV. Can't do homework and watch TV at the same time. Why are you doing homework so late in the night? Because I was up watching, or then I would watch Doctor Who on Sundays.
Oh, you're into Doctor Who? I never got into that.
That's my wife. We have a Freebie, and they have a Doctor Who channel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So some days when I got time, I'm grinding Doctor Who episodes. Of course, I'm the first 7 Doctor Who's, not the money grab reincarnation.
You like what you like, man. I
like what I like.
Can't hate you for it.
I grew up on Doctor Who. Actually, I grew up on the Tom Baker years, so
yeah.
Because I didn't start watching that until like freshman in high school, I guess. So I was really getting my geek on, getting my nerd creds in. And that's when the Tom Baker years were coming into America.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about Doctor Who. That's not really my alley.
I'm not gonna guilt shame you. Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste because it's 70s sci-fi on a budget.
Yeah.
So that's enough said right there.
I mean, I guess it's more nostalgia. Like if you grew up watching something and you remember good times watching it.
I remember staying up late because it didn't come on because it was on our local P.A.C.S. station. And it didn't come on until like after 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and it would play but they would play all the episodes, not like just 1 or 2. So that because it's usually like a season's like 4 or 5, 6 blocks.
Yeah.
So it'd be come on at 10, and I'd be up to like 11:30 midnight on a school night. Oh no, I'm gonna go to school. Oh no.
Gotta wake up for school.
Were you up late? Yes, Mom, I was up late. I'm just
too bad.
Too bad, Mom. I'm up late. I'm up late watching the movies.
I gotta tell my son. My son always likes staying up late watching his shit. He watches all these weird YouTube videos. It's on them YouTubes.
Oh, them YouTubers.
Yeah, Watch
I'm
that weird
watching
shit.
you, Dad. He's not watching your shit though.
No, he's not watching my shit. No. Nope.
He's watching someone else's stuff.
He's watching someone else's shit.
And it's like at least show some loyalty and watch my stuff. At least pretend like you watch it.
Fucking on my deathbed. It's like, what, Dad? What? Why am I not on the will? It's like, you never watched any of my YouTubes. You failed the loyalty test. Get bent, scrub.
Well, that's the will. He's the sole executor of all your YouTubes. Content.
No, I make him responsible. Yeah, this is what you get. For never paying attention to your dad's YouTube. You are now, I leave you all of my YouTube content, and that's it. That's all you get. Man, that would be such a big fuck you.
Oh, Dad.
That's so messed up. Dad, why?
Dad so much. Why? Oh, you left.
Why, Dad? Why?
I'm in the will.
What did you get? What did your dad leave you? All his YouTube content. That's
I am the sole curator. Is that, I guess,
sole curator of my dad's YouTube channel, where he just bitches and moans about woke people while he paints.
I don't think we bitched too much about woke people yet.
No,
the night's
not
still
really.
young. It's only been an hour.
The night's still young. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything to say. I think everything that could have been said has already been said.
Yeah, it's kind of run up to the election. I stopped listening to all that noise because it's just noise. It's this screeching, chirping in your ear that's like, just shut up.
Yeah, like I already voted. I already did my due diligence.
I didn't do any early voting yet. I'm gonna wait till the day of, just so I can just experience the day of voting.
Yeah, that's probably smarter anyway because of all the ballot box burning.
I don't know. I think there's some of that is factual and some of it's just, it's the news. So I'm not
fake
even
news.
Listen to
It's
them.
fake news.
I'm not even gonna listen to. Shush! I'm not listening to them fuckers. I am done listening to them until this is over, and then whatever happens is going to happen after that. So
whatever happens.
Yep.
If he
dies,
my friends, he dies.
Well, he's still got to make it to the inauguration.
Oh, he'll make it.
He'll make it. Oh yeah, he'll go.
They're just gonna pull a Hans Davian and poison his ass when he's like drinking a coffee.
Yeah, that's gonna get him. He's gonna be up in his morning.
Capellan fuckery.
Oh, fucking goddamn Capellans.
That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be Capellans. I can guarantee.
Bunch of dickery from them guys.
Yeah, damn Capellans. It's always a Capellan.
I'm getting my oldest son into painting. I don't know if you can see these Necron dudes, little Necron scarabs.
I like it.
Yeah,
little baby Necron scarabs. Look at them.
Oh, My wife's like, "What do you do with these guys?" I play with them.
You scaring them to the camera. You're gonna scare all the kids.
What? Do we actually have kids watching? Oh, that's
no, I fucking doubt it.
Yeah.
No, I made it.
How many people's watching anyway? Are we the only two playing today?
Only. It should only be adult accounts. So.
Oh sure, yeah, like kids are.
It's
kids
just us two right now. Yeah, it's nobody else.
Kids are the paragon of truth telling.
Yeah,
sure.
No, I can see the members.
I can see it too. Hold on.
Hey, I'm cool with just us two hanging out.
No, that's fine. This is my weekly rant session since I'm not allowed to rant in the house.
Same.
Oh, somebody else. We're gonna talk about stuff. Oh, okay. Well, then I start talking. It's like, oh, we're not gonna talk about that. I'm like, aww.
No, we can talk about whatever.
I know.
Did you get yours yet? Did you get yours of this? Your Art of War book?
No, I didn't order one.
Your Jamie Wolf one? You didn't do the Kickstarter?
No, I thought it was on the Kickstarter. Yeah, I didn't back that Kickstarter.
Oh, you didn't?
Well, I felt like I dodged a whole huge bullet on that deal.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got my shit relatively early, and
Yeah.
they just sent me that. I didn't even know that was supposed to come with it.
But I didn't, because I was following it. I wasn't, I was just, it just pops up in my feed. So I was like, oh yeah, because I have done a few Kickstarters and never had any problems at all. I think I commented like, dude, I backed, I backed Free Leagues, Twilight 2000. I backed a few, like 4 or 5 other Kickstarters, and none of them were like the CGL Kickstarter. It's like, oh my god, how do you even sleep with yourselves at night? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, why? Why do you guys have to be such tools? Why can't people just behave and cry in their bathrooms in the shower like you're supposed to?
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care that I don't care what you do. I don't, you're an adult. You can do what the hell ever you like, or to whoever you like, as long as you consent
No,
to
that's not
yourself.
true. No, you are not allowed. You are not allowed to do that. No. God says
What?
no to a lot of things. Even if you're an adult, okay? You're not allowed to blow your brains out in front of me and tell me your body, your choice. I'm sorry, but you cannot commit suicide in front of me.
I am
Sorry.
perfectly fine
You're
with
not
people
allowed
doing
to do that.
honestly. I am not gonna
I'm not. I'm not.
You can, and that's
I'm
fine.
not. I'm not okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I don't think you should be. I don't think you're allowed to blow your brains out in front of my kids and tell my kids it's okay to do that. I don't think that's okay.
It's okay for you to
Oh
do
well,
that.
son, when you turn 18, you could put a bullet in your brain and blow it to smithereens because your choice. No, that's not how that works.
Boy, did I hit a nerve? That's too big. Well, that didn't work the way I wanted to.
We're gonna hit tons of nerves.
Challenge accepted.
We're gonna start hitting the nerves now, boy.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Let's see. I'm gonna get some of this Iraqi sand.
Oh, Iraqi sand.
Yeah, this right here. Look, this is a Vallejo.
I see it. I got it. I got Vallejo's. Sand. Is that Vallejo?
Yeah, Vallejo model color.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, oh, you got who doesn't have Iraqi sand if you're at Vallejo?
That's the one I use for this one right here. If you can see it, this command vehicle.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. See, here's some of my high-speed, expensive paints that I use.
Nice.
Cheap, inexpensive. I don't like to use the word cheap. Inexpensive. Walmart.
Cheap. Why don't you like to use the word cheap? Are you?
Because it's just
Are you censoring your own speech? Why? Why are you doing?
No, I just don't think it's necessary to use. It's not cheap paint. It actually works pretty good. And I'm not self-censoring. Thank you very little. I'm not self-censoring. I am just I choose my words. I'm a big boy.
Sure. You say.
Tell me why we hang out together again.
Because we're friends. That's why.
Friends.
Because we're friends.
We're internet friends.
We're internet friends. Yes.
I'll use a makeup brush too. Use the same one wife uses. Do you mix up the one that your wife uses sometimes?
This is not a makeup brush.
Or do you get all of her hand-me-downs?
You can get these on Amazon, and they are very cheap. Very cheap specific dry brushes.
Bam! Dry brush. No, I went to my local Dollar General and got my dry brushes.
Here, let me link to you these ones because how much you spend for those? How much you spend?
$2.
$2? Okay.
$2 for 2 of them.
Here, I'm gonna show you something cool here.
Are we gonna talk? Are we gonna discuss the
specs?
Are we gonna discuss the pros and cons of high-speed stuff?
Here, let me find it, and then I'll tell you. You can get a pack of 8 of these.
Okay.
And it's only like, how much did it cost? Here, I'll find it. Filters. pins. There's my pin vise that I bought.
Yeah.
Where's the little fucker?
Ow.
Don't hurt yourself.
I need a small little brown circle. Damn it.
Dry brush.
Oh, my future battle armor thing I want to do after a bit. Whenever it shows up on the camera.
All right, here it is. Uni makes dry brush miniature painting dry brush, and these it comes with 8. It comes with 2 of the large ones, 2 medium, 2 small, and 2 very small. And it's only $8. So it's like one. Small. It's like $1. It's like $1 per, and they're really, really high quality. Here, I'll put the link here. See if it doesn't work, I'll put it on your Facebook. I don't know if it'll work.
I got something. It showed up on my. I see it, but I'll click it later.
So check that out. Okay, and that's for anybody else who's watching. I think if you want these.
So we can discuss the pros and cons of using expensive.
Do not dry out. They do not dry out. They do not dry out at all, and they don't. They don't flay. Brushes. No, listen, they don't like break. You know, like if you use these cheap ass ones. Like I got these from the dollar store too. These pink. These are makeup brushes. These are the ones that your wife probably uses.
Yes, when she puts on makeup.
But after like 1 or 2 uses, these bristles will start like falling off and breaking and shit.
I haven't yet had that problem yet.
Okay, well maybe you have baby hands. That's why. But my man hands make it where I break
not
shit.
Have baby hands. I maybe have a lighter touch to my dry brushing technique.
Did I hit a nerve?
No, I got man hands. Look at that. These are man hands.
I'm fucking.
I've got big ass meat paws, and when I say, and when I tell people I paint miniatures,
so big you grip my cock with them.
Maybe not yours.
Yeah, you only need like 2 fingers for mine, dude.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, you Navy guys are always talking shit about your stuff.
Hey, man, it's 2 inches, but it's two very aggressive
good inches. It's 2 inches thick.
The best, only the best. 2 of the best inches that you've ever had. Guarantee it.
So you must have a really good personality then.
I don't know about that. That one I can't brag about that one. I'm over here getting banned from groups and getting doxxed and cyber stalked by troons. You know, like what do you want from me? I don't have a good personality, man.
Well,
apparently I'm a bad person.
You're a monster. You're a monster.
Because my name is Adolf. So.
And they get confused with another Adolf, and so
right.
I'm surprised I won't tread into that water. I was commenting on a friend's page about some stuff, and it's like, oh man, I have a personal rule about not going to other people's pages and throwing rocks in their house because it's just rude.
Yeah, people do that to me all the time.
Sometimes you just have to say things, and it's like, dude, this is what it is, dude.
Here, check this out. Look at the difference here.
I know, I see that. It's pretty nice.
That dry brush really, really.
I love.
It's that Iraqi sand over the kind of this umber.
Yeah.
So what I used
did you put some? Did you wash that before?
Yes, I used this. So I did what you were doing. I used the shade.
Yeah.
And then I went over it with a dry brush of Iraqi sand. But the undercoat is the IDF gray, sand gray. So this raid shade, Torgo raid shade, Tar George raid shade.
I'm taking you don't speak English well either. You not speak English good.
I don't English very well.
I'm gonna move this light for a minute, so don't panic when you don't see nothing.
Oh God!
You're gonna see my horrible thing. You can see my horrible room and my bad organization skills.
Organization.
Don't make fun of my organization. Dude, it works for me. So I was using. So I got my carry box for all my miniatures and stuff when I go gaming. Oh, no. That one out. Man, you see most of my Battletech stuff.
Yeah, you share it with me all the time.
I share a lot. All right, and here we go. Watch out, we're flying again. No. Nice, that you set my
Drop ship landed.
drop ship landed. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare to land.
You ever fight against a Rattler? One of the Rattler Mark IIs?
No. I don't. I'm kind of I'm crazy purist that way. I really don't like the later Jihad and the Word of Blake
Really?
people. I don't like it.
Damn, what a hater.
I mean, I'm not a hater.
You're a hater,
like what
bro.
I like what I like.
It's all about the Word of Blake, brother.
Oh my God! You can just
It's
take your
all
Word of
about
Blake. You can take your Word of Blake. And you can strap it. You can strap that Word of Blake to a tactical nuke and go right into the sun.
No.
Yeah.
It'll go right into Tharkat or Cyan.
Yeah.
Because those places
So yeah,
got nuked.
I think I showed you this guy before.
You gotta zoom it in. You gotta zoom it in, man. I want to see details.
I'm trying.
God, I'm trying.
I don't have a cool high-speed phone or camera setup like you. I'm just
there you go.
podunk guy from Missouri over here.
That looks good, man. That looks
trying
good.
to
I
do
like
a
it.
thing.
Looking good.
Well, that was an old. That's a Goliath that I painted in.
Goliath.
I forget what wolf colors that is.
Gladiator.
Yeah, that's all speed paint and
Executioner.
dry brush.
Executioner
That's
mech.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
yeah, that's. Of course, I got my little elementals.
Hell yeah. Wee.
Dude, and I can't. I play with a couple other guys, and they were like totally freaked out because I have the clan box set, and I'm playing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play these clans. I'm gonna play Clan Wolf because that's what I played back in the day, and but it's like, oh man, your mech's got to be taking some serious damage because I wailed on you pretty bad, and then it's like, well, technically. I did say before the game started that this was a binary star. So yes, there's elementals attached. So every hit location other than the legs and the arms was a guy taking hits. And you're like, "Oh, that sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, that sucks."
Yeah, I did that to one of my players. He didn't expect that I was going to put battle armor on my Word of Blake because there's Word of Blake mechs that are Omni mechs. Right. And the Longinus Inner Sphere battle armor has
the capability to do
that. X mech. So I mean it can hang on to anything, not just Omni. So I had fucking battle armor on my Archangel Omni mech, which that thing has a crap load of armor and structure.
But now you added 10 more points of armor to it?
Yeah. On Alpha Strike it's like 3 more, but that still took away damage from getting, it hitting the Archangel. So.
Well, I've also played games where I didn't use hardly any mechs at all, and just used like artillery and armor, and it's like, everybody's like, oh, because I'll play defensive games. If I know we're going to play a game in advance, I will pick the defense and not use any mechs. And people are like, oh, you're not going to win. And I'm like, watch me, fool, watch. This is what happens. And it's like you get a couple, you got 4 tanks firing at the same mech, and they're like got AC 20s or AC 10s. That's potentially 20 points every turn that you're gonna hit that sucker with. Now you're making pilot checks, dude. Oh, is that a minefield you're walking through? Yeah. Oh no! Don't walk into the minefields.
Yes, sir.
Well, you ran through that hex. Well, I can run through my own minefield hex.
Yep.
And I had it all written out and stuff, and defensive phase lines. Oh man, they just it's like, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. Well, I have a friend
Yeah.
who plays. I have a friend who plays mostly clan, and then I play Intersphere. And yes, I'm getting my head handed to me more times than not because I'm playing Intersphere. Because you're actually bringing 5 mechs to a 4 mech fight. So if you're playing clans properly, you would have bid like 3 mechs to my 4 mechs if you're
Yeah.
playing correctly. But we're playing within the spirit. I think we talked about that too at one time, like the spirit of
Yeah.
the spirit of the rules. If the canon has something in it, then the canon needs to be that.
Yeah.
The game needs to reflect the canon. So if you have, if the clans are all about we're gonna do your batch halls or whatever that's called, you're like,
Yeah. All
then
those
he should.
Outbringing and
Yeah, I'm only
honor
gonna bring X
system
amount of
bullshit.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring all this stuff in. Okay, you bring your stuff in, dude.
Well, that's why like the campaign that I'm playing, that I'm running for my group, the PvE campaign. It
Right.
takes place in the jihad so that it's a good intro to just test a lot of shit out, because there's not a lot of, like, the clans don't give a crap about honor anymore by that point. They
because
just
they learned the lesson that
they learn their lesson, yeah, and so they don't
I
give
don't
a shit.
understand
But also the inner sphere has a lot of stuff to fight back, so it's not like they're being taken
no,
as
yeah,
easily as before.
Right.
So, man, that was
Well, no, I mean, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like we're playing in the. I mean, I'll play. Honestly, I'll play whatever era everybody else is playing. I'm not going to be like, well, I'm not playing Word of Blade. All right, well, then you're not playing. I'm like, all right, fine, I'm going to play Word of Blade.
I guess you're not. I guess you don't want to play then.
Fine, I'm going to go play Word of Blade.
Fine, I'll play Word of Blade. God.
But then I gotta re-ramp. But I'm just lazy, and I don't want to have to retool my fucking mechs.
Look how this galleon. Look how this galleon's turning out, man. Look at that shit.
That is looking really nice.
Let me turn the autofocus off and then see if I can zoom it in. There we go. Look at that shit.
I guess I can't zoom in mine. Yeah,
hold on. Damn, buddy. Look at that.
Are these just? Oh, you missed it.
Damn.
Oh, there you go. You got a really nice. Man, you got some really gruff hands there. Come on, get your fingerprints off the internet. I'm gonna take pictures.
Hey! No! Don't do that! No!
I'm gonna snapshot your fingerprints.
No! The damn Indian. You know what? Speaking of that, a dude knocked on my door today. No, I'm serious. This just fucking happened today. A dude knocked on my door to serve me legal papers to summon to court, right? On a Saturday. And I'm looking at the name and I was like, bro, that's not me. He's like, oh, I don't know anything. I'm just the guy that's... I'm like, okay, well, that ain't me. He's like,
this isn't me. I mean, I'll take the paperwork because you're serving it to me, but then the guy you really want to talk to isn't going to be in court. So...
Yeah. And I took it, and he left, and I'm like, well, fuck him. And it ain't me, so...
Your server... See, yeah, here's one of my little dudes.
Let's see.
That's from IG Makes.
Yeah, look at that little
This is what IG
baby.
Makes stuff. Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be my heavy. This is supposed to be kind of a mana core proxy because it got the 8. It's got the 8 rack and it's got 16 rack instead of an 8.
It's too big to be a mana core. Unsatisfactory. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you can just suck it. I'm playing.
Just suck my dick, then, huh?
Suck it, dude.
Just suck it.
Here's my long Tom arch. Oh, it does say long Tom artillery on it.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, it's just.
Clicky. Oh yeah, it's a clicky one. I got one of them.
I got one of them.
Here, let me show you. Here's a 3D. Here's a 3D printed mana core, and then here's the official one. And I don't remember. I think this is the Sir Mortimer Bombito one. Yeah. But this one is scaled pretty damn close to the CGL one. So here's
Yeah.
the Sir Mortimer Bambito one, and then here's the CGL one. Now you can tell me that doesn't look almost identical.
If I didn't know any better, if you didn't tell me, I would have just thought it was just too. It's you'd have to be hard
It's
pressed.
so close. It's so fucking close, isn't it?
How do they get away? How does the 3D printers get away with not getting busted?
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care either. Personally, it's not me.
I'll get them. I'll get as many of these as I want.
Oh, I know. Now you're making me want to buy BattleTech stuff because I was going to buy Cyberpunk stuff. Now I'm like, no. You're making me hurt my head.
Here. Let's make some more. Let's
make some
more
bad choice life decisions.
No, let's make some more pro-Palestinians mad. Here's a Merkava.
Yeah. Oh what? Oh yeah. I mean that's actually not a bad.
This is the Merkava for the BattleTech Merkava.
Yeah.
So
still, I mean, in the real world, Merkava is not a bad design either.
Oh, I know that is a mean tank. That is a mean.
Well,
tank.
See that's the difference between armies because the Israelis. Well, you know that, but the Israelis don't have they have X amount of people. And they have to make sure that, okay, we're going to lose tanks, but we can afford to lose tanks, but we can't afford to lose skilled people if we can avoid it.
Like the Merkava, I like that the Merkavas are designed with their engine blocks on the front.
Toward the front. Yeah, it's all front-wheel drive.
And then they have their little infantry thing in the back. And Merkavas can carry like a bunch of infantry and shit.
Not many, like a 5-man squad.
Yeah, like a 4-man or 5-man squad. Yeah, something like that.
So that makes it. You're right there. That's a BattleTech thing. Is that one? Did they do that for the BattleTech one, or is it just straight up? I think
so. This is the Sir Mortimer Bambito version of the Merkava. Right. I don't have the Ironwind Metals one, but like if you look at the size of the Maxim hover tank, which carries like, I think it carries. It's got like a carrying capacity of like 1 squad or 2.
Yeah.
And then I think the Merkava. I don't know if the Merkava in the BattleTech has a carrying capacity, but it's a big tank. So I mean, it's decently sized. Hey, sniper artillery.
Yep.
Is that what that is?
I got 2 of these in my army that
nice.
Come up on the table when I want it. When I can use them.
I see you repainted that one.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that looks good, man.
Slap chop paint.
Slap chop, baby. Slap that shit.
Slap that shit on there and make it look good.
Slap that shit, boy.
I mean, I paint for the 3 foot. I paint by the 3 foot rule, so it's got to look good from the table. It's got to look good from 3 foot away. If you get closer, well, then it's kind of iffy, but that's not my fault.
Here's the CGL Long Tom.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, there you go.
Working on that one. And this little arm moves. This little like wench or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. I see it now. I understand. I was thinking. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Because I've been hacking this guy's name all night, but that IG Makes guy does some really good work on his stuff, his 3D printed stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of brand loyal too, so.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
I buy his stuff.
I've heard of IG Makes. I heard he makes really good stuff.
Yeah, I mean all my armor kits are 3G IG like this wheeled APC.
I like that. Yeah, I like that one.
It's kind of BMP looking ish, without being. I could have bought a kit that you can add the turrets to it.
Yeah,
I might do that.
Here's a 3D printed galleon. And I added some of the GHQ infantry next to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you like, like mini dioramas like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what this one kind of sorted out to be.
Yeah.
So these guys are coming out of the back of the track.
Yeah, same idea, right?
Yeah. What? Great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike, man.
Or here's a Timberwolf I did.
Here, I got more of them. Look, you can put them next to each other like this,
and you would never notice the difference.
And it's like you got like a whole platoon of infantry.
Yeah.
Like walking with them.
Yeah, or they dismounted.
Or dismounting, yeah.
Yeah. That is it. You need one. Wait, you need one more to make us lance. But
I do have one more.
But here's my Timberwolf. Is that Timberwolf? Yeah, it's Timberwolf. and I added little bitty. I added some. I had an extra sprue of elementals, or not sprue, but
Nice.
stand. So
I
I got them
see.
bouncing up. I got them bouncing. I can't tell if you can see or not, but
Yeah, I can see it.
yeah. So I got them bouncing up out in
Yeah, I see
front.
it. That's really good, man.
See, I do pretty good.
See, we
With
do good stuff. Look,
Mhm.
see,
See, I can do work.
see.
I do good work. Don't be paint shaming me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't fuck you and your paint shaming bullshit.
We ain't paint shaming nobody today. No paint shaming.
That's fine. I'm
No
not
paint
that
shaming from
sensitive
anyone.
about it.
I'll paint shame you out of the fun of it, but we won't
Oh,
take
yeah.
paint shaming from anybody else.
Oh, well, we can paint shame each other because
We'll paint shame each
We're in
other.
the same fraternity.
Yeah,
We're from the U.S. Army or U.S. Military School of Hard Knocks, bitches.
that's right. That's right.
Step back. Don't come at me, bro, because the Navy guys are gonna show up and make us all look bad.
Start sucking everybody's dicks and shit.
Yes.
Like what?
Then he makes it. Yeah, don't make the Navy guy come in. It'll make shit awkward.
Oh crap!
Me,
I just got yelled. I just got yelled at by the missus.
Uh-oh, making too much noise.
Too much noise.
Oh.
Here's a little jump infantry thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh god! I didn't know she was there, man.
Uh-oh.
God damn.
You can't use that language in front of your kids.
Anywho.
Oh, look at you getting in trouble, getting your ears pinned and everything.
It's all good, man. Getting that soap put in my mouth.
Gonna be. Oh, is that like Christmas Story? You're gonna be blind by Lovejoy, or I like the Plum Olive. It has a better taste and better texture. I've become quite the soap connoisseur.
The soap connoisseur. No, I haven't seen A Christmas Story.
Oh man, that's like that and Christmas Vacation is like my two favorite movies to watch during Christmas holidays.
Didn't that have what's his name?
Chevy Chase.
Big Chevy Chase, yeah, dude that died from a heart attack.
Chevy Chase didn't die.
Not Chevy Chase. The other guy, the fat guy, the really big guy. He's in a lot of National Lampoon movies.
Well, Jim Belushi's been dead for decades.
No, not that guy. See, now it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, you have to Google that shit because I don't know. And all the shit I would Google is being used up for streaming, so I can't Google. Making me hurt my head. I need to know.
Let's see.
Coming to mess up your shit.
No, you're good. You're good.
So do you know? I noticed a lot on other different streams and other different when people post. Then I started picking that up too. But everybody's been marking like the front arc of fire. Is that and I guess that's a CGL problem because the mech sometimes it's always where the feet are pointed. Well, so like on mine, I've been
I see what you're saying.
Designating the front firing arcs, just so people are like, oh, I'm shooting to the. No, sorry.
Some people paint. Well, some people paint it. Some people paint it.
Do you ever run into that problem?
Just to help with. I've ran into it maybe once or twice in like all the times I've ever played. And it's really just like it's negotiated. Like if it's really that a big of a problem because the model is just really fucky, I'll take a Sharpie and like mark the front and be like, here, that's the front.
Or just roll, or just we're gonna roll it this way for now, and then after the game we'll just. I usually do that. I just say stop.
Yeah.
We'll shoot as is. Then when we take a break, or we'll shoot it as is. So now we're shooting, and now you're gonna have to take those shots the way he has to take those shots, and then you know what I'm saying.
Well, so that's kind of one of the good things about Alpha Strike also is that because it's not the front, you don't go by the front or side firing arcs. You go by the if it's in front of the rear arc or the rear flat surface, you just designate that, and then anything in front of that you could shoot. So most of the time you're not even worrying about it because you can the enemy is somewhere in the front of your mechs, pointing where it's pointing at. So, and if there's any confusion, you just roll with it,
Right.
and hope.
I just rather keep on moving the game forward and stuff.
Yeah, like I just moved the game forward by saying, hey, if that was your intention, if that's we go by intention. Like if my intention was to put a mech angled in a way where you can't get behind its arc unless you have like a 20-inch move or something,
Right.
then the intention was that you're not able to get his rear arc.
Right.
But nine times out of 10, you're still shooting.
Yeah.
It's an accident, and you're still shooting and getting shot at.
Right.
So, and then we do the you see me, I see you thing, where as long as I have an arc on you and you have an arc on me, then we can shoot at each other. But if one of us is behind blocking cover, where you wouldn't be able to get shots off, well, then neither of us can see each other.
Right.
So,
no, that makes perfectly
that's usually how
legit sense.
That's how we usually resolve most things. That way, there's none of this like,
oh, I moved this mech perfectly in this little tiny gap so that I can see you, but you can't see me.
It's like, no, that we don't do that unless you maneuver behind my mech or my unit or whatever, and he can't.
Listen up, Poindexter. That's not how that's working today.
Yeah, we have maybe 2 players that have done that. One of them who's like, he still likes doing that a lot, where he has one really fucking crazy mech that he'll just jump right in a little gap.
Oh, look at me!
I noticed him doing that, so I pre-measured something.
You eliminate that
because he was doing it, so I started pre-measuring, and I made the one spot he could move. I blocked it with another mech. And I'm like, hey, there's no way you can. There's only one place you can move, and that's there, and there. And it's like, oh, well, I was trying to move there. I'm like, well, you can't though. Measure it out. I measured it out. And then he's like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't letting you do that to me again. Yeah.
I mean, I have to admit, everybody I play with are decent, upstanding guys. It's just when you've been playing for like 8 hours, that's when. All right, listen, we need to take a break. Because everybody's feelings are getting all ramped up and shit.
Yeah, we usually don't have that issue in my group. Yeah. We most of the time, 99% of the time, we've. Go ahead.
No, I was like, I might have to make a road trip. That'd be one hell of a road trip to go play a game. Man.
Yeah. We host. I've got like 4 other GMs that I've trained up now, and they've got. They play the campaigns, and I got one of them who runs his own PvP campaign. So he's got that going on. I mean, our group has grown. Shit, it's grown huge since.
I've only got two other guys that play. That actually get mins. That actually bought mins. Because when I first started playing in the group, or for my friend of mine in his group that he's building up that kind of idea. And so I bought. I was buying miniatures anyway, so I'm buying them for myself, and I'm just sharing them to play. And then another guy said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy my own bins." And then we talked about it, and then he's like, "Well, it depends. You can't go wrong with Intersphere, and you can't go wrong with you can have both, but if you can only afford one, you can't go wrong with either one because it's universally we can start playing in the 30-50s and go all the way to the end of the line in the canon or in the timelines. But if you're only playing like 30 like Succession Wars, well, theoretically you could play that too. You can play Omnimex and Succession Wars. They won't be Omnimex.
Like you can proxy them. Wars. You can proxy them as something, but or if you want to play Pentagon Worlds, the Golden Century type.
Oh yeah,
game,
there you go.
Then you can do that. We have a couple people that are interested in running a Golden Century campaign, but we haven't really came up with the idea, the rules.
Yeah, you can't nail it down quite a bit because it's like there's.
There's like early Golden Century, then there's like the Pentagon Worlds, like wars between all the different factions, and then the Nicholas Kerensky fucking the reunification
The
wars where they
you're going to do a thing and you're going to like it because we told you to.
Yeah, you're either gonna assimilate and become a part of a clan, or you're gonna die.
Yeah. And then that's just how that works. Or it did. I mean, it's fine. Sure,
Yep.
we'll just make you then we roll your shit up into our other stuff. So that's how we started with like 100 clans and worked our way down to like 30 of them or whatever the magic number was by the time, depending on where you want to go in the timeline. So
Yeah. Have you ever ran infantry in Classic?
yes, I run a lot of infantry in Classic.
Yeah. What do you think about the?
I like. It depends. Because I run infantry for the sole purpose, and they're just speed bumps. I give them a APC. I give them a gunned up APC, and I give them SRMs, and that's all they are is speed bumps to slow my opponent down. Because it's like, oh, you got so many turns, and people are so focused on. And I'm going to give away a tactic, but some people get focused on stomping around on infantry guys and not worrying about the fact that, oh, well, he's going SRM2. And it's like, yeah, but they only get so many SRM2s, dude. You're gonna waste a turn running and gunning for a bunch of infantry guys.
Yeah, until that SRM infantry gets rear armor and fucking rear crit some
well,
bastard.
that's the word. Everybody's so overly cautious about rear armor hits. I'm like, dude, you can take an SRM. You can take all the SRM hits from a infantry platoon and still not have a problem, except for your lightest mechs. If you really need to, but it just boils down to knowing what your units do, and you think about what your units do. I guess that's the way to say it.
Yep.
Because I used artillery a lot, minefields a lot. Shit like that ruins a person's day. They come charging at. Because I usually do like that part in Saving Private Ryan where they go, "Oh, go get the rabbit and go make them chase you into the ambush." That's what I do all the time, and it's like I do it all the time, and people are like, "Oh, well, how did I fall for that again?" Because you're falling for it again. It's not like
because
I did
it works. It works. Yeah.
It works all the time. Friend of mine, Dan's like that. He's just, I mean, how many times have we played together? Yeah, I just figured one time you wouldn't do it. Like, why wouldn't I do it?
If you make it easy for me to do something, I'm gonna do it.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
You ever?
Did
you ever do Savannah Master Swarms on somebody?
Who?
Have you ever done a Savannah Master Swarm on somebody?
No, I don't. No.
I have. That shit's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I've done armored combat where I'd have nothing. So, my favorite setup in defense is a line of dug in infantry at all the high points I can get onto. So I'll break up my units into single points. I guess it would be, and it's rule acceptable, so don't get all rulies on me. I can break them down and put them in unit in smaller places, and have them stage up on top of high points, and then have armor backing them up. And as they're slowing down to fight through the infantry, then the armor is drilling them with AC-10s.
And
if I put gauze on something,
pretty deadly.
And then it's like, then they can't understand why are we taking so much damage? They're just tanks. They can't be, dude. A tank, the Mana Corps has what, 40 points of armor to the front, I think, if I'm remembering right. Pattons and Robbles are like Goliath tanks. The only reason they just, they move just as fast as an assault tank. The assault mech, they move just as fast. They're not upright.
Yep.
Oh, I hit your tank. Okay, well, roll again. Well, I gave you 20 points of damage. Vehicles are not affected by vehicle checks that way, dude. They're vehicles, not mechs standing up on two legs. Oh,
yeah. You take a mobility check where you have to see if it hits the track or something like that.
Right. Well, that's a
but you don't.
location hit though. But if you do
Yeah,
20 points to the turn or 20 points to the front slope, it's boom. Okay, I
yeah,
did 20 points. Okay, you did. Oh, you got to
yep,
make a roll. No, I don't, because you didn't hit me in the tracks.
right, right.
Or you only hit me in the turret. You didn't hit me anywhere important. And it's like, oh yeah. So I mean, yeah, tanks are not to fool around with if you see people run around with tanks, and when other people run around with tanks, I pay attention to them too.
Yeah, because you know that they might know what they're doing with that, and tanks can be pretty like the Shrek PPC
Oh yeah,
character. Like even just that, just a couple of those
that's a
are
game
enough to
changer
put
if
the
you get
pain.
him. If you get enough of them and hold certain, because if you it
That's
depends
three
a lot on terrain.
PPCs. That's three PPCs.
Yep, a lot of
You,
PPCs.
you don't just laugh or scoff at three PPCs. Doesn't matter where it's coming
No,
from.
or
And for the
even when somebody,
price,
no, they're not. I mean, are they pricey for Alpha Strike?
no, I mean in classic, like in
Oh yeah,
classic,
yeah, yeah.
in Alpha Strike, they're mediocre.
Right. But no, an Alpha Strike, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's even one PPC on a tank is something. That's 10 points of damage that you don't want to take. And if you
No,
got four,
in classic, aren't they? What's the PPC? It's like, is it 10 points
oh,
per,
stop it! You're making me hurt my
or is it
head.
20 points? I thought it was like 20 points.
Hold on. I got 3055 here.
Yeah, I have my
I have my
flex sheets that I
3055.
usually
My other
refer
books are
back
in the
to.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy. So I do go past 3050.
yeah, buddy.
But it doesn't have the breakdown, and my other books are in my
Do
box.
they have
I have to
tanks
move them
on
back.
fucking flex sheets?
I don't have them. I have them on
Let's
PDF.
see.
I mean, I wish. Hold on. Let me see here. There we go.
Let's see. Where did
I
I
got
go
these
to?
bad boys. Maybe if I can get one out of the thing. Oh, making noise. I had these. You ever seen these before? As soon as it shows
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh
shows up.
yeah. That's that.
I
That's
have
that. That's
all.
that old school shit.
I have all of them, but it doesn't have PPCs.
Here,
Breakdown
give me 1 sec. I will be back. You can chat with people. There's
Who's
somebody else in
talking?
here.
Hey, who's in here? Who's in the internets? Who's in the internets? I don't know what to say. Chat publicly with me. Oh. Hi, 2 people or 3 people. How many people is on? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, waiting. Oh. People are waiting, I guess. Oh, dead airspace. No, we can't have dead air. Oh, shit. All right, since he's out,
And we're back.
Oh man, I'm about ready to jump into my box of goodies and be like, oh,
Oh, go ahead. Go do what you need to do.
No, because I'm using my gaming box as a stand for my stand. Does that make sense?
I do.
But I don't want to move it around.
I do know. Move it around, man. Move. No big deal. You're not bothering me, man.
I know I'm not bothering you. I'm just thinking about I'm thinking about all your guests.
All one or two of our guests. I think you're one of them. I think the other one is a little
I don't
silent
count, right?
creeper. No, you know who it is. It's probably my stalker.
Oh, your stalker. Is he recording all this stuff?
No, I don't
I don't
know.
care.
No idea.
What's he gonna do to me? I'm nobody. I'm a person of
We have little
inconsequential.
friends.
There. I'm trying to figure this thing out a little bit.
No. See, you're not. If you're associated with me, you're just as evil as I am.
Well, yeah, duh.
Let's see. I just got a DM from one of my players. He said he wants to. Oh, I remember this guy.
He wants to jump in and talk. Sure, hop in, dude.
Let's see.
I like paint cyberpunk miniatures, but man, when you try to paint an army of cyberpunk miniatures, because this is what these guys are for. These are for the combat zone for cyberpunk, so they kind of have to be army themed a bit, not army themed, kind of like 40K, but I just try to have certain colors that fall in, so everybody can kind of piece them together. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have my blue handkerchief sticking out of my back left pocket, because I'm a part of the Crips.
Oh God.
What?
Do you know how to crip walk? Is that what you're telling me? You know how to crip walk?
No, I don't know nothing about that. I knew a couple of guys. Back in my army days, there's a couple of guys.
I knew a couple of dudes that knew how to do that. Yeah.
Oh, he was Latino. He was part of one of the Latino gangs out of Compton or something.
Oh.
So I'm like, ooh.
Oh wow.
He's a good guy. We still talk a lot, so. Got his shit squared away.
Yeah, I grew up around a lot of people like that, and never really got along with those types.
Yeah.
I was too much of a nerd.
Nerds.
Fucking nerd.
You're a nerd. We can't be cool. We can't be doing cool and doing our drive-bys if we're doing nerd shit. Oh man, I better roll my D20.
You're into that anime? That's gay, bro.
You see those anime chicks?
Now, like all those. Well, there's always some truth to the stereotypes. There's always some truth.
Well, yeah. How do you think it starts?
Right.
There's a fact.
Some weirdo does something stupid, and then it makes everybody else look bad.
Yep. The 10% rule.
Mm-hmm. All it takes is 10%.
All it takes is the collector to do something off color and make some oddball comments. And next thing you know,
I already demonetized one of my buddies'
oopsie,
freaking one of his streams because I said the forbidden F word.
Fuck.
No,
not
that one. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. Yeah, that one.
Flamboyant?
I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna fucking mute you.
I'm not gonna drop the I said flamboyant. Oh my God.
But anywho.
I didn't say anything.
Let's see. So Flex Sheets doesn't have it. Did you find out?
Now you want to censor me now.
Did you find? Oh, don't even start.
Down with censorship. Censorship is wrong.
Down with censorship. Dang. My freedom of speech.
You're encroaching on my sovereignty.
Here, let me show you something.
You're disenfranchising me.
Check this out.
What's that?
Look at this commission. I'm still working on this guy, but what does this look like to you?
I'm not seeing where. Oh,
you gotta wait. You gotta wait for it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that commission. I saw you starting that on the Facebooks.
Yeah, still working on it, but I gave. So
is that the colors? Is that the colors for a Trump-esque mercenary unit?
No, it's just a commission. It's just a commission that my buddy, one of my buddies who plays at my store, he wanted me to paint it as close to the thing as possible.
To the event as possible. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I think you posted it on one of the pages.
on the ear, on his antenna.
His antenna disc.
His antenna
disc. The hydraulic fluid.
Yeah, it's the hydraulic fluid coming out. Yeah, he took a gauze rifle shot, barely missed his
ear.
Yeah.
Am I too loud? Uh-oh. No, I got yelled at for being
too
loud.
You got yelled at. Ha! That's right.
Oh, that's looking nice, honey. You want to see what my honey bunny does?
Let's see.
It's all. You have to kind of use your imagination. Is it upside down?
Oh, it's all good.
You wouldn't know. So this is what she does.
Oh, cool. So that's going to turn into like
an ornament.
A Christmas
ornament. So,
ornament. Yeah, I see it.
So all this gets
Yeah,
stitched in
I
together,
could see.
yeah.
I could see how it's gonna fold. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
Tell her
So,
I said that looks great.
well, she's standing right here, so.
Oh, yeah, no problem. That looks awesome.
She comes into my hobby room once in a while to yell at me about being too loud.
Yeah, my wife just did that to me because I
I thought
dropped
you
some
would put your
F-bombs.
earbuds in so you don't have to listen to me talk. Nobody else out here shouldn't have to. Oh, we see hand. Oh, now our significant others have got yelled at.
No, I get a good laugh whenever these we'll call them the activists say that we're incels. You know, like, oh, you guys are incels.
I don't even understand what that means. So we don't want to be part of your clique. So I guess that's what that is.
No. It means involuntary celibate. So people that can't get laid.
Oh, dude, I have 2 kids, so at least I've had sex twice.
Right, but these people never had sex with anybody other than their own sex.
Well, that's
So, but they call us the incels.
well, they try to it. Well, because isn't that how that works though? We're telling people what
it's all
you
projection.
do,
Yeah, it's projection.
Yeah, we're just predicting what we do.
Yeah, it's projection. It's always projection. It's always we're gonna call you what we're doing, and say that you're bad.
You're cheating on the election, so you're cheating too. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, really? Is that what's happening?
Wait, what? Is that what's happening?
Hey, I thought
no.
you said you didn't want to talk about politics.
I didn't.
Come
Well, you
on,
started
man.
it. Oh, man.
You
I fell in my own trap.
you.
I'm falling in my own trap.
At
Much
least
like
you
not
didn't
starting
fall
to land
on. At least you didn't fall on a trap.
Yeah, that's true. I enjoy that. I don't know. I don't know what I would enjoy.
You might, maybe more than the Navy guy would.
Well, I mean, if a chick does it to you, you're not gay.
Here we go.
You're like,
Here we
you're
go.
not saying anything now? Is that it?
Here we go.
What?
I mean, if a chick does it to you, but it's not really a chick, then yeah, it is still.
I'm gonna take. Now, I'm gonna say, back in my day, when dudes were being trans, dude, you really had to look and really had to play that suss them out and say, like, listen, you're a dude, right? Yeah, I'm a dude. All right, cool, good job, excellent. You had me going for a while. You had me 5 drinks in before I realized I was about ready to commit.
I've never, even drunk, I've never had any confusion over that stuff. So
no, I mean,
maybe that's a you problem, but I've never had a problem.
Where you gotta go? Oh man, dude, I can't drive because I ain't no insurance. Yeah, that's true. I ain't no insurance, so I can't drive. I know. I'm on live, right? I can tell. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
He's like, I don't give a crap.
You hate it when I have to do shit. I know you can't drive. Wreck-It Ralph.
Is that your son?
Yeah, it's my youngest son.
Oh.
My car came from my life, not me.
Yeah. It's been 2 hours, dude.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna call it. It's time for us to sign out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for always.
Thanks for
being
sharing
a friend.
the stream with me.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, next time, let me know if you want to be on. I don't mind putting you on.
I don't mind. I mean, I'm painting.
Get the proper setup. You got a camera in the fucking chat too. Look at that.
Well, there's only two. There's only 2 people on the chat, and then it's the guy I'm talking to.
Yeah, but that's like the prime setup though. You got the camera and the stream and all.
Yeah, I got the.
Hell yeah.
I got the phone over here taking the picture shots. I might try.
We're trying.
I'm working it. He's trying to convince me to buy one of these really high-speed cameras, and I'm like, dude, fuck it.
Now, see, the way we get popular, so we start using the Zoomer language, all the brain rot language. So we got to use Skibbity, we got to use Sigma.
No, don't do that.
We got to use Skibbity Ohio Sigma Rizzler. We got to.
I think. Well, it's not my following. I'm worried about it. It's his following. It's his deal.
I don't give a shit about my following, man. As long as I get 3 people that I know that I'm cool with, I'm okay with it.
Oh, that's YouTube. So he's trying to censor you for YouTube's sake.
Yeah, he was censoring me.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, man.
Thank you. See, there you go. Raising this guy right. Down with the oppressors.
You are raising him right. That's good. Down with the oppressors. Down with the YouTube algorithm.
Fuck YouTube.
Fuck YouTube. All right. Well,
All right, dude. That
I
was
don't know how
fun.
to do outros, so this was fun. Thank you for
Yep.
coming, and thank you for everybody who watched. So y'all have a good rest of your weekend, and
Yep.
peace out.